Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ina and I will be your high priestess for this reading. Look guys, this is like a channeled reading. I was just chilling and I was thinking about like spiritual things like I normally do. And one of the things I started thinking about that I honest to God feel like people need to know is about dark feminine energy. Because I feel like on the internet, there is so much talk about being a vixen, stepping into your dark feminine energy. It's your villain era, like all of this stuff. And it's like, do people I wonder as a collective, do people truly understand like what it means? Or is it like does everyone have like a different meaning? Because for me, the dark feminine energy is all about understanding the blessing. And I know that sounds so but really and truly, it's about understanding. Dark feminine energy is about understanding like the no's in life. It's about understanding the negative emotions that we get. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like dark feminine energy. Like one of the things I was thinking about is like, here's an example of like accepting the darker side, like the no's and all those kind of things, the negative emotions we get. Like that is a part of connecting with that dark feminine energy. But one of the examples that I got is like if a person prayed for $1,000,000, right? And so they pray, they petition, they ask, they set intention, whatever they do. They say they're going to go out and do it because they're God, whatever they believe. They ask for $1,000,000 and then they enter into covenant somehow, whatever they do, they intentionally say no matter what, they're going to do it. And so now it's like this. It's like this is like really truly being in some dark feminine energy. I guess in a high vibrational way. This is just truly like understanding that like now something must be sacrificed in order to receive the $1,000,000. That's just how it is with everything in life. Anytime you want something, you balance. You have to have balance. You have to release something from your life in order to get it. Now, these people pray. They pray for $1,000,000. God answers their prayer. Now, let me show you an example of God answering two of these prayers, which people say God don't answer these types of prayers. But let's just give an example of two people, okay, who their prayers get answered like this. So they both prayed the $1,000,000 prayer. The first person to get their $1,000,000 prayer answered, this person received a windfall of $1,000,000. However that could be. It could be a lawsuit. They hit the lottery. Someone left them an inheritance. Whatever it is. And now this person is a millionaire. But then you have the second person. This person also prayed for the $1,000,000. The $1,000,000. And this person, God answered this person's prayers too. But this person lost everything, went bankrupt before their windfall came. Before their $1,000,000 windfall showed up, this person lost everything, right? But what you don't know about this particular person's story is that shortly following that, they get that $1,000,000 windfall that they wanted. It's just that God answered these person's prayers in two different ways. Lessons needed to be learned here. And this kind of coincides with like karma too, which is a feminine energy. A lesson needed to be learned around money. And both of them are learning it in two different ways. The first person, they're learning a lesson about money because they get their $1 million windfall and then they squander it and end up bankrupt. And then they get the lesson about the money. The second person, they, lose everything first and then they get the $1 million windfall. This person learned the lesson too about the money. But it's all about your perception. Which one do you perceive to be good or which one do you perceive to be bad? When at the end of the day, the one person or the two people both learned the same lesson, just in a different way. One person started at the beginning and ended at the end, and one person started at the end and ended at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So that's a huge part. Like, taking on that type of thinking is really helping people it can help a person to step into that dark feminine energy. Now, when you begin to do this, another way it'll show up in other parts of your life as well. And another thing about this too, this helps your energy to be more attractive. So, the energy I'm talking about is like, when we first meet people, the vibes you get from them. When you do work like this, like on yourself, it really influences your vibration, like how people respond to you when you encounter them, when you do this kind of work on yourself. And even though nobody can see you doing it, you're felt. People can feel it in your energy. So this is helping you to really truly tap into your dark feminine energy. It's kind of like being balanced in a dark way because you give darkness light by understanding the example that I just gave, understanding, the one that you thought you would think was bad, understanding how the good is still in that though. The good is still in that too. And how both things were fair to both people. Because at the end of the day, they learned the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's really bringing balance to darkness or bringing the light into the darkness. And when we do this, it's very, very powerful. Now, another way that dark feminine energy can show up is like what everyone loves to talk about is when it comes to sensuality. And when we're talking about our sacral chakra and things like that, like really tapping into creative energy. So when you begin to do this kind of work, it really does induces like a passion within you. And you'll know that you have like this like passion burning within yourself because you'll be feeling determined. You'll be feeling motivated. You'll be feeling like always pressing forward. You'll feel that fiery nature kind of like rise up in you. And when it's like a Kundalini awakening, basically, I just realized this is what I'm like describing as a Kundalini awakening. Well, this is how you could do that. So go ahead and tap into that energy. And when you do that, it also begins to stimulate you sexually. And a lot of people, when they begin to work with this type of energy, it can cause the body to actually heal. Your physical body can heal when you know how to embrace or harness this type of energy within yourself. And this right here, my dears, is what can make you so attractive energetically. Because it's like sacral energy is like a raw energy, and being able to actually master that type of energy within your vessel can make your energetic feel very, very powerful. So once again, when we meet people for that first time, that the vibes we get from them, you know, the vibes they be giving us, you know what I'm saying? People encounter that. They'll feel all the shit in your energy. Now, they may not feel it in the way that I'm telling you to do the work. It may show up on you as being someone who's like extremely attractive in readings. You know what I'm saying? You go to a reading, you're being described as extremely attractive, you know, ambitious. This when you in your prime. You know what I mean? And you're shining. You know what I'm saying? And you're winning because it's your season. And it is your time. You're pulling yourself up. You know what I mean? And it's like this whole process, like, of embracing like dark feminine energy in that aspect, like when we're talking about that creative part, can be such a game changer in your 3D reality, though, because you really begin to I feel like shed types of behaviors. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, when you're embracing dark feminine energy, also another thing that's needed to do is to review the things about yourself that you don't like. It's time to pull those things out of the closet, out of the drawers, and bring them to the forefront and have a conversation with yourself about why you don't like this about yourself. Is it something that you really want to keep around, or is it something that you feel you should discard? And if it's something you're keeping around, how is it truly authentic to you as a person? When we like actually do this type of work, it really does like open doors for change as far as how people perceive you, receive you, and how they treat you. It will change. When people really want to step into their dark feminine energy, and you really do this work and really begin to embrace the parts of yourself, embrace, you know, things about yourself that you didn't like and have been rejecting yourself, because every time you like buried the thing about yourself you didn't like, ignored it, that was you just like, you know, accept, like, you rejecting yourself. Then it causes other people to reject you, because people are mirrors. Remember, mirrors, you know, sometimes it reflects funny back to you, you know. But when you do the work and you actually accept yourself, then it causes, because this energy is in your energetic field, it causes you to attract people who accept you, because now you're walking in this power and this authenticity of loving yourself no matter what. This is unconditional love that you're giving right now. This is healing too. You're healing yourself at this point. We already mentioned that this can help the physical body to heal too. I really feel like on a strong level, when we do this kind of work, it changes our DNA. I feel like it rewrites our DNA. I also know for a fact, when you do this kind of work, this is how you clear karma. This is one of the ways of how you clear karma. This is a very powerful energy to be in. And I truly believe not everyone can do this work. Only certain people can, because it is very heavy work. It is a very heavy work. Like, I hear people across the social media platforms, at one time everybody was saying, I got that work. And, you know, I'm thinking, like, what kind of work are you guys doing? Like, I think about that, because I feel like a lot of people would think to gain power through a spiritual tool would mean to be evil, when it does not. It does not mean that, you know. And this is just a powerful work. I just wanted to jump on here and talk about that. I think I'm going to end the reading right there, guys. So I just wanted to talk about dark feminine energy. We got into that. I channeled and went off like I like to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, okay? If the messages resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like my vibe, if you like the way I read energy,